Hey, what's up, guys? Joker here for episode 47 of TGW with Brian. And
Para.
in case anyone's wondering why I'm filming right now, it's because I was trying to get a shot of all the amazing screen real estate that I'm currently using for running TGW because I'm working on the 4K monitor review. So right now I'm recording a shot of the audience and you, Brian. So say hi. Hey, what's
Hello.
up, guys? There he is. Joker here for
Wow.
episode 40.
You do? Oh, yeah. Make sure your volume's up.
I looped back, but there we are. There's Brian. There's TGW. There's the chat. Hi, chat. Hello, and say goodbye to the camera because it's going away now. But anyway, oh wait, and I haven't even got up the first topic, which is the return.
The return. So he's got the return up there. And yeah, you want to move off? Yeah, person. You start off first.
Yeah, we are jumping way ahead. We're already going into first topics. Like, what is? I'm so excited about this first topic that it is my personal news, pretty much. I'm fucking
Really?
hyped, man. I'm hyped. Romero's got me hyped. Romero's
Yeah,
back.
well, I mean, Romero can do that, you know?
Dude, we were
So
just talking about that when I was at Land Syndicate too. You remember when we were
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
I know, I know, I
Doom?
know. Yeah. Like, I wish John Romero would make something. It's like, you know, like a week later, here he is. He's making something.
Yeah, we were literally just talking about the new Doom level with Logan, and because of the new Doom game coming out and all that, and then here John Romero, they come out with this trailer, teasing the return of him and all that. So yeah, I'm hyped about that. I've been playing classic Doom all week and hoarding .wad files and getting classic levels and user levels. So that's pretty much like my personal news for the week. Is I just been like balling out on Doom.
Yeah,
Real
that's it.
Doom. Real Doom.
The old Doom, the real Doom. You've just been
Yes.
going crazy.
Going ham on it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what the Blackroom is actually about. I mean, we've got some nice, cool videos and stuff, but like, is there any concepts of the actual FPS yet, or?
Well, we have on the Kickstarter page. If you can watch the video, if you read all the details they talk about, which we'll get into on the
Yeah.
I'll go into detail on the first topic.
Okay,
I
yeah,
just,
but
I was just so excited about it. But yeah, I don't have
see.
any new pickups or anything like that for this week.
Really? Damn, man, I got
don't
the
think
opposite. I've had like one of the most hectic
think so.
weeks ever. So anyway, this is what I did last week. I sold 3 computers.
Ooh.
So I flipped my Skylake rig. That's bye-bye.
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Yeah, that's right. 3 computers, Half-Life 3 confirmed. And so I sold the $5 PC. Well, it's $15. I put the GT430 in it because, anything sells better with a gaming in the title, right? So sold that for like $90, I think. And sold the AMD PC, the all AMD, for 110 or something. So made a little, made a little chunk on those. And then the Skylake PC, I sold that for like 900 or something. So yeah, and then I sold my GTX1080 Ti. That got sold too.
Oh yeah, Soldier 9. So this guy's hawking it all off.
Yeah, I'm just cleaning the whole place out, man. I don't keep people are like, what do you do with all the hardware? It's like, no, I just keep flipping it, man. So
Yeah.
like, I don't want to sit on hardware for too long. And I've realized with that 980 Ti, I'm going to stick on the mid range. I'm not going up to the high range anymore because, yeah, you lose money on the high range.
Think so?
So yeah, mid range you don't lose much. Like,
Yeah, I guess there's not much more of a price drop off there. On the big cards, they usually drop by around like $200 when you resell them, but the smaller ones kind of stay around the same ballpark.
Yeah, that's it. So, I mean, yeah, did that. Also, my G3 broke, but fixed it. So, I mean, it broke, and then I bought a some dude was selling a G3 on the auctions, and it was in terrible condition, but that didn't matter because I only needed the baseboard of the actual mouse, and that worked. So I was like, thank God, because now I got my G3 working again. So,
What about
yeah.
the G6?
I don't know. What about G7?
You're not gonna be flying in the G6
No.
or a G7.
Not gonna. No, I'll do the G3, man. The Logitech G3. So it's one of the greatest mouse of all time. Except there is a mouse that does have similar traits. It's called the Razer Taipan. So if you're looking for a similar mouse to the G3 in terms of the weight distribution and all that stuff, then I can recommend the Taipan. So
Yeah. Your Brian's been fanboying the Razer Taipan to me all week.
I have been, man. It's good, because it's pretty good because like I've been, here, look at that.
Oh my God, what the fuck is that? Get it out of here. Brian is banned from the stream.
Ah, look at you
I'm about to-
hating
I'm-
on Jar Jar, man.
I'm about to hang
Come
up on
on.
Brian and end
All
the
right, this
stream
is
right
no.
now.
We're gonna pull it up right now. See, for me, when I watched Star Wars Episode 1, never had a problem with Jar Jar. Now, in the last 5 years, everyone's got a problem with Jar Jar. It's like, if you had a problem with Jar Jar, you should have brought up your beef 10 years ago, not 5 years ago. I never had a problem with Jar Jar. he's the Sith Lord, man. Confirmed. Episode 1 proved that. He's doing Sith jumps.
This guy, get the fuck out of my stream.
So yeah. Also, we got the Bionics caster in. I'm doing that. I've still got to.
What's your initial impressions on the caster? If you can give us your 30-second review.
Okay, it's mixed. Don't like the ergonomics, and that's the most important part of the mouse. So
yeah, but that is also like one of the most subjective. Well, it is the most subjective part of a mouse.
Yep, and that's what it comes down to, really. I mean, everything else on that mouse is top notch. I mean, the sensor performance, the customization in their software. Wow, actually, their software is some of the best I've seen yet. The build quality is good. It's just, yeah, the ergonomics is a miss for me. So
let me ask: did you test the Surface Analyzer 2 at all on different mouse pads at all? And try that
yeah. I'm getting like 60 to 80 depending. So I've actually got to find my Artisan or no, what's that? There's a Japanese one.
The Artisan High.
Yeah. I've got one of those mouse mats around here somewhere. I've got to find that out.
And you still got that 3M one I sent you, right? That you had ordered.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I'll test that one out too.
That thing smelled weird.
Yeah, I've been testing out my Goliathus and the other ones, these Hercules or something. So they were like 60 to 80%. So, and then what else have I got? Personal news. Yeah, I did the massive junk hunt. So showed people firsthand what I can get.
Yeah.
Like live, while as I'm getting the deals. Everyone loved that vlog and they're like, do more. So probably will do more when I'm out and about hunting for junk parts.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that was my tech pickups, the laptops that I got. I just don't have them here to show people.
Ah, okay.
They're in the other room.
Yeah.
Well, one of them's here. The shitty one. This one. This is the Acer. Well, the Acer Aspire. I hope Acer's not watching. The shitty one. No, it's shitty because it's old and it's got like an Intel like Atom on it. I don't know this. Yeah, Intel Atom inside. It's just a really old, like really crappy like notebook, like old.
Well, there you go.
So not expecting like anything out of it. I got like they basically had like a junk bin of laptops, and I just like took a few.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, so yeah, I've just been like doing this all week. That was admittedly a bigger haul than I would usually do. I mean, I checked like pretty much all the stores almost. There was 2 stores I did miss out on, but they're like the other direction where I live. So, that was just a massive haul, and it usually isn't that big, but people were like, look, I want to see deals. I've been getting that for like the last month, hey, just constantly like, where do you get your deals from? Where do you get your deals from? It's like, here, brothers, this is where I get the deal from. So
WonderX.
yeah, WonderX, So,
like WonderX? What the fuck?
and if you're lucky, you might get a One Direction. A Wonder Erection.
You'll get one erection. So, segues being segues, our first topic is we've already hinted at, is the return of John Romero, who is back. They started teasing this was it on April 20th, where they put out this it was a trailer, kind of like the end of Force Awakens, where it shows Adrian Carmack, the lead artist on the game, who was who was the artist on the original Doom and Wolfenstein and all those old games. They worked on with id over the years. So these guys are basically teaming back up. Adrian Carmack doing the artwork, John Romero, the lead designer, and what it all led to is a Kickstarter for this game, Blackroom. So that's up now. That's live now. They're kickstarting this. You guys want to watch the full video, you can go over there. I'm going to be backing this. I haven't done it yet because I want to do more. I was going to do the 30. I was like, wait, if I wait till I get paid at the end of the week, I could probably give like 100, which is what I want to do, is 100. Because this game it's got Romero at the helm. It's going to have, I'm sure it'll have great level design. It's going to have mod support like from day one. The elements of the game, it's going to have a 10+ hour single player co-op, 1v1 multiplayer, which is definitely like a throwback to the original like Doom and Wolfenstein 3D, that's all you could do was like 1v1s or 2v2s. They bring in arena modes, like I said, fully moddable from day one, which to me is like one of the best things about Doom is like that's why I think this game will last a long time if it's good and the mechanics are good, because people will be able to continue to release more levels for it.
Well, I mean,
I'm pumped for this
if you pledge $29 or more, you get a digital
game.
copy of the game. Yeah, so that's not bad. So
Yeah,
I might
that's-
actually pledge $29 today.
Yeah,
Might do it today.
And one thing I saw on here is I'm not sure if anyone's done this before, but I really like if you go down to the bottom, where they usually just have the goals for how much money they've reached. They've actually done goals that people can help them achieve to unlock more stuff in the game beyond just donating. So if you can't kickstart the project, but you can subscribe to them on YouTube or retweet their tweet or follow them on Twitter. Or even there's even things like if people send in like a cosplay of them as like a Romero game character, or if they send in a piece of original artwork or a picture of an original artwork, just of something that they've done, then that'll just go towards like just keep moving these ticks a little bit further up and unlocking more stuff for the game. So it's not just how much money you could put in; it's if you're just willing to help share the game and just be involved in any way at all and just help raise awareness. They want to unlock more stuff for people, so that's awesome. So that's why I would have backed this anyway just because of who's involved with it, but they're also it seems like they're getting a good foot out in front of balance and balance. There's balance. The fucking Jar Jar. You're not bringing balance to the Force right now. I'll tell you that.
So yeah, I mean, it remains to be seen exactly what's going to happen, really. But it's more so an announcement than anything. Yeah, so
yeah,
I'm
it's
really
still
looking
a
forward
ways.
to it. Yeah, I mean, of course, we're even still a while away from alpha or anything like that. But this looks really good. I mean, obviously John Romero's got a massive track record there, and he made a new level of Doom as well, right? So
Yep. Yeah, he just made another one just recently, like a couple days ago.
Just to give people a taste of what he knows he does best, and that's make awesome FPS games. So I'm really looking forward to this, seeing what he's got in the closet or in the inventory or in the kettle.
Yes,
Depends.
and the new Doom level is also definitely is really good. I highly recommend you go out and download the .wad if you just do it. Don't question it. Just do it.
Just do it. So yeah, awesome. It's good to see that. It's just irony that you're talking about it and then it comes out. So it's awesome.
Yeah,
John Romero is back.
he is back. And it looks like maybe AMD is back. Oh,
Yeah.
those segues.
Oh, nice. That was pretty smooth.
That
AMD's
was-
back.
That was pretty smooth. I'm looking for
So
more
we've got
words.
some massive news with AMD. I mean, their stock prices have gone up a lot. Now, there is
52% in one day.
yeah, so 52% in one day. This could be, I mean, it could be a few things. You're still there's not entirely sure what's going on, but one thing's for sure is that their stock price is up, which is a great thing. AMD needs this, and we've been saying for a while they need to get more money as a company, and they signed an agreement with a Chinese technology firm. Is it Tianjin Huangwong? I can't say. I don't. My Chinese is terrible. So
he doesn't
you
speak
can
Chinese.
you can have a go at it if you want.
I can't even find the name at the moment.
It says there.
There.
It said
Okay.
it, so,
Oh,
yeah.
Tianjin Huaiguang.
Shangji? I don't know. Anyway, so advanced
Shenzhen
technology
Huaiguang.
investment. Yeah.
Huaiguang.
That tick, AMD recently signed an agreement. So they got like 239 million in licensing fees and royalties. So that's the agreement they signed up for, and that allows the Chinese to use their products in China.
Servers.
I'm not too sure.
Well, this
yeah.
is a server deal. So this is going to eat a big chunk into Intel's profits as far as server side stuff is in China, which is like one of the biggest markets, or if not like the biggest market in the world. Compared to like United States, like China, I think is probably bigger. No.
Well, it depends. I don't know those figures off. Like, I'd have to.
Yeah,
look
I
at
don't
those
know who's the
figures,
biggest,
so.
but China's got a lot of fucking people, so it would make sense. All right, there's a lot of people in China. There's a lot of money in China. That's just math. That's math right there.
It's
1
great
plus 1
news.
equals 3.
Yeah, exactly. And with this, I mean, you don't know too. There could be as well. We've talked about that buyout, the buyout potential there, since the stock was so cheap for a long time. Could be someone making a push. You don't know yet. There's been news about AMD being the most short-sold stock, or one of the most short-sold stock out there, which was huge. 110 million AMD shares were sold short in March, and that's a lot of shares to short sell. So, there could be a crunch there, and basically when it starts going up too much, a lot of short sellers will have their stop losses in place and whatnot. And so it's like the reverse of going down. It just happens, and it just helps it helps build momentum that much quicker. And so what
So
happens?
yeah, go ahead.
And that's what happens when too many short sellers are on board and you get such a big price push. They actually contribute to that because they're trying to not lose as much and they're trying to sell their stock out. So it's just a few. It looks like it's a combination of a few things, and it's really good news for them because I'm hoping, and it could also mean that Zen's legitimately really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean there could be some insight because look, the reason I don't touch stocks, and I haven't for just years, is because a lot of this crap is inside job. It's if you've ever heard with Wall Street, it's usually like what is it? Buy on the rumor, sell on the news. And that's pretty much with stocks, man. It's so dirty behind the scenes. You don't know what people have been spending, who's been buying this. Because to raise the stock price that much, you need to have a lot of money. You need to have. It's not just mum and dads coming in and buying AMD stock. It's like investors, hedge funds. They're all going, yeah, all right, push AMD, bang. So
So basically, what this boils down to at the end of the day is just to summarize is that they had this big stock hike on Friday, and it could come down. It's one or two things. Either it was these short sellers, which is pretty common with AMD, and in which case that these numbers will probably simmer down in a few days. They say there's usually about an 8-day turnaround at maximum on the short sales traditionally with AMD. So if we don't see these numbers come down after 8 days from this initial stock hike, then it looks like that these numbers could actually be a little bit more of a sustained growth. And while we might see some pullback, in the coming weeks and months, it would be a sign that this is probably going to be at least somewhat sustained, and we might see some more gains further down the road. And this deal with the Chinese manufacturer for server CPUs could just be the beginning. I mean, we know Polaris is coming down the road. We know Zen's coming down the road. So there's a lot of big things coming. And literally just before this all happened, like people were just talking in the chat about Adored TV when we brought this up. He literally just did 2 videos on AMD where he was talking about how well they are set up right now to start to take an advantage in the market down the road. And maybe they're losing money right now, but they're set up really well for the future. And like what he was saying was making a lot of sense. And then this happens, and I'm just like, holy shit. Like he literally literally was just talking about this, and here it is. So it's like my brain starts putting things together, and I'm just like, this guy's a smart cookie, which I already knew to begin with. But I'm leaning. I think Brian is leaning towards the fact that this is maybe a short sale. I'm leaning towards the other side. I'm thinking that this is actually indicating a sustained growth personally.
no, I'm leaning towards the fact that it's a combination of a few things.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not leaning towards. No, I'm just saying that the short sellers contributed to it. That's
okay,
all,
gotcha.
to the massive price hike. All I'm saying is that the short sellers contributed to that because they had to cover their positions when the stock started going up. Say it went up to $2.50. They're like, oh shit, I got to get out.
Yeah, because they thought this, because we were saying that the short sales happen all the time. So even the short sellers thought that's what's happening. So they all ran to cover their asses because they thought it was happening again. But even they were caught off guard by it. So that's why I think that that's not the case.
No, it's like stock trading is just simply, it's a lot of math, man. Like it's just simply they're not caught off guard. They've just got stop losses. A lot of like all these traders short selling will just have stop losses, and they'll probably be sleeping. They could even be sleeping when it happens, and they hit their trigger point, and automatically sells their stock for them or buys it in the case of short selling. So, that's it. It's a few things, but at the end of the day, it's really good news for AMD when their stock prices are higher. It means the company is now valued higher. So it's a good thing for them. And I mean, I'm hoping that if Zen can perform, then this will build on the momentum. And that's what I've said before. It doesn't matter what's happening really in the meantime. I mean, unless, of course, they're getting massive deals like these licensing deals.
Yeah.
That's actually a really big deal. But
it's a very big deal.
Yeah.
And then there's also a potential for new consoles. There's rumor for new consoles as well. If things continue the way they were in the past, they'll probably stay with AMD hardware. So that could be a chance for them to actually make money on console hardware at some point. Although they didn't do it on the previous generation.
But I mean, again, Zen has to perform. I think it's all eyes on Zen. I mean, Polaris at the same time has to perform as well. So my eyes are on those two products when the walk meets the talk. That's what it has to do. And that's what AMD have to do. Regardless of what their stock prices are at the moment, I still think as a company, they've still got to release those good products. And I'm thinking that it will be really good. I'm thinking Zen will be really good. I know how stocks work. It's a lot of insider crap going on. People have got the word like, yeah, the Zen's going to be really good. Zen's going to be really good. Okay, is that real? Yeah, it's real. Let's buy some stock. And this is what goes on with the stock market all the time. It's a lot of inside information that we don't know, the outside guy. So that's just my thoughts. And it's good because it means Zen's going to be good.
Yeah, that's the other side. Other side to this is that maybe people see that all of this other stuff coming, the Zen and all that stuff. We just got the Pro 2 Duo launch. That's our next topic. We're kind of segueing into. We've got a few AMD topics lined up. So, AMD stock prices are up, and we also got a new graphics card for them. Their dual GPU card, basically dual Fiji chipped card. It kind of got released to it didn't really get any big publicized reviews. It doesn't seem like they sent out review samples, at least ones that made it to the market before anything else. But we've got some initial numbers here. Fucking Jar Jar ass hat.
Dude, you're swearing a lot this episode. What's up, man?
It's your Jar Jar. Your Jar Jar is your Jar. You need to get rid of the Jar Jar. Okay, you're making my levels go up, bro. My blood level's rising every time I see Jar Jar. Every time I see.
What did he do to you? What did he do to you? Tell me what he did to you.
Every time I see Jar Jar, I get a little bit closer to having a fucking stroke or cancer. I don't know.
What did he do to you? Tell me what he did to you.
He gave my childhood cancer.
Oh man, I just see him. See, he's been taking a beating from everyone, left, right, and center. Poor guy just needs a place to stay, man. I'm putting him up for the week,
I think Jar Jar just needs to draw a warm bath and put on that Filthy Frank song, "Kill Yourself."
See, that's taking it too far. Kill yourself.
There you go. Anyway, back to more serious matters.
And
trying to curse slightly less.
Yes,
as long as we keep as long as we keep Jar Jar out of frame, we'll be okay.
I'm not keeping him out of frame, man. It's his episode. It's his time to shine. Okay, so we got Radeon Pro Duo. So we got released here some benchmark figures, which are amazingly, we've got like a detailed Heaven 4, quality ultra tessellation extreme 8 they're just detailing the whole Heaven benchmark, so that looks legit. But then we move on to Tom Clancy, and it's like quality ultra. Like, tell us more about the. Tell us more about this.
It's just a preset ultra. You're pulling a really thing to that. I wouldn't pick issues with that. My issue with these benchmarks is that they're comparing them to a single 980 Ti as opposed to two 980 Ti's and SLI, which is what it should be comparing to, is two cards.
No, my gripe is that they're detailing everything on certain titles and then they're not on other titles. It just hints at inconsistency when you're benchmarking. For me, I just put up their ultra on everything I do. I don't really care, or I just show up the frame.
Well, the thing is with
now what I'm doing now in my benchmarks, I'm actually showing the exact settings I test on, like the whole video frame settings.
But you do realize that the highest setting on Heaven is not ultra, right? I mean, there's ultra and then there's extreme, but even extreme is actually by default set to 1600 by 900, so you can't do that. So you have to use custom settings on Heaven, whereas opposed to the Division, you can use ultra and a resolution and it makes sense. Whereas with Heaven, you have to use custom settings.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is in the Division, do you have MSAA or other types of anti-aliasing?
There's only one type. There's SMA. Yes. There's an ultra preset, and that is it. It's SMAA ultra. There's SMAA low, medium, high, and ultra. So it's just ultra.
So they didn't put that in there. They didn't say
because it's ultra.
They're not saying preset. They're just saying quality ultra.
Because if you set it to quality ultra, it sets it to SMAA ultra.
So what about Crysis 3? I know that's got a setting. That's got ultra. SMA settings. You can put it on 2x6.
I think they're just using the ultra preset. When you set the ultra preset, it automatically sets it to whatever it is.
A Crysis 3 will automatically detect your settings. I know that one. So they can't talk out of their ass for Crysis 3. So Crysis 3 they can't talk out of their ass. So I don't
really have issue with that. I just have issue with the fact that they tested a double GPU card against a single GPU card, which is fucking pointless.
I mean, I'm okay. I'm okay with I don't know. I'm okay with that. I'm just like I said, when you're gonna test things, like I said, I'm different with the consistency. I want to know all the settings in Crysis 3. I want to know what anti-aliasing they used, because you got to test that. And then they're testing it at 1080p, and then they're like, who the hell is going to use the Radeon Pro Duo at 1080p?
They tested 4K as well. It's right down below.
No, but who's going to use it at 1080p?
No, probably no one.
Like you test at 1440p, you don't even bother testing at 1080p.
Hey
It's
man,
not a
these
1080p
guys,
card.
this is X preview, man. We're lucky enough to even have some numbers at this point.
This happens a lot when they release these early benchmarks. It's like, they're not even worth the time reading. That's just all I'm trying to say. It's like this is so
That
inconsistent.
is the first thing you said on this topic that I 100% agree with. They are not
Like,
worth reading.
it's just like okay, what do we got here? We got just 1080p and then 4K. It's like no, test 1440p and test 4K because that's where these cards are at. And then show us some better quality, like show us more details about the settings.
Okay, my problem is that when you take a dual GPU card and you put it against a single GPU card like this, it looks like you are trying to make it look like AMD is better, and it is dishonest. Because it's also saying it has memory size of 8,192 megabytes. Like, yeah, but it's split between two GPUs, so it still only has 4 gigabytes of HBM2.
Yeah, the majority. Yeah, exactly. On pretty much
still
all
only
the
have 4
titles out
gigabytes of
there.
HBM.
Yeah.
You still only have 4 gigabytes of HBM, and it's a dual GPU card. So show it against 2 cards, and then we'll talk.
All right, AMD. I want to get back to praising you guys. So let's just But anyway, this graphics card's getting released at what is it saying? $1,500 mark. That's a rumored price. So. Honestly, like at this late in the cycle, we know Polaris is coming out. We know Pascal's coming out. We know these cards are coming out, within a few months at best. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they could be out in September. They could be delayed until September. They could come out in a few months. But the bottom line is we're on the verge of brand new graphics cards, and then this gets released. And it's like, I really don't know who's buying this card,
I don't know. Well, they are not trying to market it towards, consumers, although there will definitely be consumers that buy it, and they know that for sure. I mean, the thing's launching at $1,500, but they're saying it's for VR developers, which is like, yeah, okay, NVIDIA does this all the time too, where they come out with their Titans and their Titan X's, and they say, this is really based towards CUDA development. But it doesn't stop gamers from going out and buying them because it's the big ticket item and it's dick wagging bragging rights. It's just saying I got the $1,500 dual GPU card, so here's my Ron Jeremy penis flapping into the room.
Okay. All right. So we want to talk about AMD Polaris 10 GPU performance. So we got another article up here. You've got the other article up here.
The Polaris GPU. So this is rumors that Polaris is going to be coming out with a smaller process, but they're still going to be running on the GCN architecture. So this is not the actual this is not like the replacement for like the Fury and the Fury X. This is like the 490X they're talking about here, and they're talking about a $300 to $400 card that is right now on the numbers they showed for 3D Mark Ultra. They have it beating the Fury X as well as the 980 Ti at like half the price, and like not just beating it, but literally like lapping it.
Yeah, like we're just talking. Like, they should have just made the graph like triple the size, so it looks a bit better. Let's get real here. This isn't going to happen. Like, some dude pointed it out in the comments, not on this comment section. I linked you another article where, like, literally one of the guys, the first comment was just putting it into perspective.
Well, I linked to this because this is the original article that all of those other articles were saying. Because they kept saying they weren't saying it was rumor. They were saying that this is based on a game debate report, which. Okay, it's based on a game debate report. If you go to game debate and read the first sentence where they say AMD reportedly hosted an event, which basically means nothing. All this means is that this is a rumor. Because sometimes you get these stories, and if you just follow the trail of breadcrumbs back to the original source, you just find that it's a big load of bullshit.
I know.
Which is what's happened here.
We'll put it into perspective, right? What we know about Polaris, this is what we know. One of the AMD guys has admitted to an Antec that at the core level of Polaris, they're not changing things up a lot. Like, it's not getting a revolutionary change. So what this means is from the architecture, you're not going to see a massive gain. 16 nanometer, you are going to see a little bit of gains there, but also the potential to overclock the cards a lot higher. I know 14 nanometer, my bad. But how are you going to get that for $300 since the wafer costs are up, right? It costs more money to get a piece.
They're doing the node shrink, but they wouldn't be able to get more than double the performance added on just from a node shrink.
Well, that's what I mean. So your wafer costs are up, and then you've got to factor into the account. Like, you've got to be getting like huge amount of overclocks there to now get that price performance up. And I'm like, what? They're going to get 2 gigahertz out of their cards? No. Are they going to get like this massive architectural increase? No. So this $300, it's just like, can we just close it and move on to the next topic, because it's just complete BS. If anything, $500 may have been believable, and then you've got also the efficiency there. You've got the power efficiency gains, which is really good. So that seems more realistic. But $300, it's like, which fanboy, made up this game debate?
Games. I mean, the whole game debate website has always been based on speculation. So that's why I didn't. So when they said it was from Games Debate, that's why I chose to follow the breadcrumbs back to the source, because Game Debate, what they're notorious for, what I know them for mostly, is when I try to find system requirements for a game, they'll usually have speculated what those system requirements are before they've even been released, and they do this for like every game. And they usually update them after the official ones come out, but that's what I've always known Game Debate as, is a fake system requirements website. So these numbers were skeptical to me from the get-go when as soon as I saw their name tied into it.
Yeah, it's just yeah. So let's just move on. Let's try and get on to it.
The last AMD news that we have for today.
It just keeps coming up. AMD.
This is the AMD. This is the AMD News Hour. Yeah. So we'll be quick on this one because it is just a very small story. But basically, it looks like AMD may be moving out of their Sunnyvale corporate headquarters. They have a lease through 2018, which they then have an option to renew for another 10 years, and they can do that for the next 20 years if they want to. But there's some more reports hinting that they won't do that and that they will actually be looking to move to a slightly smaller facility, which is okay. Anyway, moving on.
Well, moving on,
like they are to a new facility.
Yeah, well, like AMD has to, they have to be smart as a company, and I'd see this as a smart decision, right? They've got to put their money into R&D and getting their products top notch, and plus that, anything that can allow them to do that.
But more importantly, they need to pave that driveway because that looks like shit.
Yeah. Yeah, did you click that first link? AMD's next headquarters.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, did you lol?
Well, I will show people. This is the rumored AMD's headquarters they're going to be moving to. But
I lolled pretty hard.
That was just a joke from someone in the comments on the article, but. Not if we believe what the stock prices are showing us, that they're making more money. Maybe they just want to scale down to a more efficient facility, not necessarily.
Well, hopefully they've shifted up management. We don't know about it yet because hopefully there's some smart people in there and saying, look, we want this company to be on top again. So, okay. Anyway, so what do we got here? Finally, picked
the way of announcing layoff smaller facility.
Yeah.
So the next one up is the full-fat Pascal GP104 was pictured with DDR5X memory, 8GB Micron chips, which we now maybe believe was an MSI PCB, right? Someone did some investigating on this picture here of the quality sample that we saw for GP104, which would be like the 1080. And based on his theory, based on looking at it, is that it's an MSI custom PCB because some of it matches up with some of the things that were on the 980 custom PCBs. So
it looks like your 980 and 970 all over again, just from like taking a glance at it. You know what I mean? Like it looks like it'll come in and it'll perform near the 980 Ti level, and
I wouldn't go that far.
Like that's the 1080. I mean, maybe right. No, it'll come a little bit under, and then you've got your 1070 GTX 1070 or X70. I don't know what they're exactly going to name these things yet, but they're going to come in and they're going to be faster because they're on the newer architecture. They're going to clock a lot higher. Just like, hopefully this 16 nanometer will allow them to clock higher, just like AMD's Polaris should allow their cards to overclock higher. You're going to have those overclock increases, and that's where you're probably going to get a chunk of your performance from with the GTX 1070 and 1080. So, it depends on the prices.
Well, the big thing coming out is that the GPUs are set up not only just for DDR5X, but we could tell that they're set up to fully support DDR5, DDR5X, and HBM2. So it seems like this die will probably evolve over time, and I'm kind of relating it to somewhat similar to like Kepler, how we saw like 2 generations of that. I'm kind of thinking we're going to see like a first generation Pascal come out where we see like DDR5 cards and like maybe like one DDR5X, and then later on we'll probably see a second gen Pascal with the full fat chips and HBM2 and all that shit.
Yeah,
that's my theory. That's my theory.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that the 1070 comes in at that same price point as the 970. So remains to be seen.
I don't think those lower tier cards will have DDR5X though.
I don't know.
I think they'll be on DDR5, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't think we're too far away. I think we'll be getting some announcements pretty soon. I mean, all of this stuff seems to be accelerating with how quick we're seeing these news stories pop up. So I think it's only a matter of time before we actually see a card get announced by Nvidia. Right.
What do you think? What do you think?
Oh God.
Do you think that the 1070 is going to have GDR5X?
I think he wants.
think so.
I think he wants to talk about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Legacy Edition.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Oh God. Just get out of here with that thing. I need a beer. I need a beer or something. All right, so we got a leaked picture. Someone took a picture at Target. They say it was at Target of one of the pre-sale cards for the new Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which honestly I couldn't give a shit about. I really do not care about Infinite Warfare. The only thing that I cared about on this cover art is that they talk about a remaster of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So COD 4, which is like the best COD. Well, not the best, but all right, probably the best multiplayer COD.
Yeah, true. I mean, I don't know. I've kind of given up with Call of Duty now, especially since they don't decide to rehaul that engine. I mean, like, it's just like, how long are you guys going to keep peddling out the same crap year after year? And they make a lot of money off COD. There's, like we said this before, there's no excuse for them not to just overhaul this thing and make it really good. You know, so
They won't though. They're just going to stay on the same Quake engine forever.
yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, like I'm not really. This is probably the least excited I've ever been for Call of Duty, and you know the developers of COD know what they need to do, and I want them to hurry up and do it. So
yeah, and then that's re-released Call of Duty 4, which is actually a good Call of Duty game, and I hope that more people play that than Infinite Warfare.
yeah. So
Because I know I would. I hope it actually has a decent PC community.
yeah, but when
dedicated
you
servers.
hint at when you're saying also includes, when you include something for free, what's the quality of it going to be like? It'll be like, yeah, remastered for 4K upscale.
It's the full. Well, if it's a full remaster, then it should be good. I mean,
It won't
the
be
games
a full
are the games are the
remaster
games.
for free.
The game's already good to begin with. I don't want them to really mess with anything. I just want them to update the textures and graphics really, and just that's basically it. And then make it like 4K support and
Well, do
and
you?
then set
I'm
up
just
like
going to ask you a question.
modern servers and bring back the server browser.
I gotta say, when you include a game for free, do you think it's going to be good?
We already know what the game is though.
No, the remastered edition. That's all.
Yeah, I know what. I think it'll be good. Yeah.
I think
You don't know. You don't know that it. But you don't know that it's free. This
It
is
says
the
it
legacy.
also includes.
It's the legacy edition. For all you know, this is the $150 version of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare that comes with that. And
maybe.
that game could be sold for $40 on its own. We don't know that. This is for
True.
the legacy edition, so it sounds
Yeah,
like
but
that's some
usually
sort of special
when
edition.
something's thrown in, it's usually crap. That's all.
No, not necessarily. I mean, they could be selling that game as a full-fledged remaster and then just bundling it in for pre-orders. It makes a lot of sense. It's a really smart idea, especially given the fact that this is being developed by Infinity Ward, which is, if anyone knows the history of this game, it's not really Infinity Ward. It's basically the shell of Infinity Ward, with all of the the actual people that made Infinity Ward are long gone. So yeah, them throwing in Call of Duty 4 to me makes a lot of sense because I think Infinite Warfare will suck.
I just over COD. I want them to do something really revolutionary with their whole franchise, and that includes putting it on a new engine, and making it.
There's nothing wrong with the Quake engine. I mean, the Quake engine is good for a reason. It's a good damn. Good engine.
I think it's dated to the point where it doesn't work properly with modern hardware. That's just what I think.
I don't
really
agree with that.
problems.
I just think the developers haven't done anything to really bring the gameplay forward at all. They're just like, they just basically react to what other people are doing now and try to just stay on the hype train of what's popular. Like, is space popular? Oh, we'll do space. Is future popular? Oh, we'll do future. Are jetpacks popular? Oh, we'll do jetpacks. They're always just reacting. Whereas they used to be like one of the trendsetters. They were the World War II games, and then they did the Modern Warfare first. But now there just seems like they react to everyone.
Yeah, but with that old engine, right, you just got like the gaping holes were evident in Ghosts. They had stuttering that they just simply could not fix.
Well, there's Ghost. Ghost was a pile of crap because it was made by Certain Affinity, the people that are working on the Doom multiplayer.
And then the next two, arguably the next two releases had a lot of problems from the PC community and the console community. So it's like they need to remake something.
Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 were both good on the PC. That's when Treyarch is at the helm. Ghost problem. What is Ghost? Developed by the shell of Infinity Ward,
Three, I mean, three had its
and certain
problems, man.
Affinity, who are not even
Three
real
three
console
had
makers.
leaks and all this crap going on. So the bottom line is, I'd like to see them rehaul the whole freaking engine. You know, that's just what they need to do, and they know they need to do it.
I'd
So
like to see them just get back to the classic style gameplay and just get back to their roots and stop trying. I think they're trying to do too much. I think if they just found a good classic setting and just did something like Call of Duty 4 or World at War with like a basic kill streak system and more streamlined weapons and balance those weapons. There's nothing wrong with only having a few weapons if you balance them. They get out of hand when they have like 50, 70 weapons in a game. You saw what happened with Battlefield 4, how much of a crap fest that was. Because it's like, how many launchers do you need in a game? It's like, how are you going to
yeah, true.
balance that? How are you going to balance that crap? You can't.
I mean, Black Ops 2 was one of my favorite from the whole series of Call of Duty. So I love Black Ops 2. But then after that, it's kind of like they just, I don't know, the game wasn't just, it sucked on PC. Like when you're playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2 at 120 hertz, it was playing really well. I really liked it. It was smooth as butter. Then I played all the three, and it's like there's always little hitches here and there.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to Fallout 4. New Fallout 4 beta mod tools available on that PC.
Yeah, we've been waiting for the mod tools for a while now. They're in beta, so if you want, you can access them through the Bethesda.net launcher. If you want to actually access the mod tools, which is awesome because now we'll finally start to see some really, really good mods. And we've been having mods since like day one, but now we'll actually start to see some proper creation, and it'll be interesting what people can actually do with this. We already got like we got another a mod that came out at the same time as this, the unofficial patch, which I think a lot of people were waiting for. I know that was like one of the things like on Skyrim, when the Skyrim unofficial patch came out.
Yeah.
That was like the thing that actually made that game playable for me. And while I haven't had as many issues on Fallout 4, I'm sure that this is going to be welcomed by a lot of people because I know a lot of people are still having bugs in that game, and this seeks to sort of tackle some of those.
Yeah. So it fixes
And,
everything Bethesda can't.
More or less, yeah, and they'll continue to adapt this as time goes on because they said if Bethesda comes out and they address like one or two of these issues, then they'll update their code to just remove those patches so it doesn't cause any sort of conflicts there. So,
Yeah.
these guys, these unofficial patches that they've had for the Bethesda titles, this is not the first time this has happened. It's been for like Skyrim and other Fallout games. So, I think most people that are familiar with these games on the PC are probably already going to be downloading this if they didn't know about it yet.
Well, that's it. So go get your mods and go get your game fixed. So
Hopefully.
there's another game that needs a new engine. So
I thought Fallout 4 was great. I don't know.
Yeah, it was good.
They do need a new engine though. It's a bit dated.
yep,
They just need Bethesda to spend more time actually beta testing their games before they release them and just decide that they're finished when they're not.
yeah.
That'd be a good
So do we want to move on? Do we want to move on to Amazon?
Yeah. Yeah, Amazon putting some tech deals behind a Prime only paywall. It looks like they got the 750 Ti on sale.
Oh yeah, I'm fist pumping. Yeah, go Amazon. You go, boy.
But yeah, you can only get the sales behind Amazon Prime, which I kind of got a mixed feelings on this because I already have Amazon Prime, and I like getting more benefits as a Prime member. But at the same time, I realize that this is kind of a dick move to sort of say, hey, you need to basically pay us more money to get the deals.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's their platform. They can do what they want, you know. Like I'm a Prime member too. It's like Prime's awesome. So I mean, I don't know. Amazon are gonna make money, man. They they can't just keep doing what they're doing and make it a charity service. I mean, I've looked at their figures as a company, and like, aren't they one of like the biggest companies that don't make a lot of profit? Like, they literally don't make that much profit at all, and so they'd have to start getting smart, man. I mean, yeah, like sign up to Prime and
Prime is already worth it to me. I think it went from $80 to $100 a year, and they started including the video service, which I don't even use honestly, because their library is nowhere near as good as Netflix and other services. Like,
well, the problem is the problem is I'm an Amazon fanboy, and I'm gonna come into this with a bias because I like Amazon.
I do too. Their return policies are amazing. It's like,
yeah.
I had used Amazon before, but there was a time when I had returned a big ticket item with Amazon. This is like 4 or 5 years ago, and how easy it was basically just made me like a believer in like Amazon for life.
Yeah,
I was just like, yeah. After that, I was just like, okay, now I know why you mess with Amazon as opposed to going somewhere else. And I'll usually pay a few dollars more to go on Amazon just for that peace of mind.
That's it. You're a believer now, right?
I don't know about that. I'm a prime lever. I don't know.
Because like you hear a few Justin Bieber tracks that he's been putting out lately, and all of a sudden you're a belieber. You know.
Either way, though, I still think it's kind of BS though that they're putting sales behind a paywall. I don't think they should be doing that. But at the same rate, like I said, I've got mixed feelings because as a Prime user, I want to go find out and see what kind of deals I can get now, and see they threw out recently that they wanted to start sectioning off the Prime. So if you wanted to get it just for the video service, you could do that for $9 a month, which I don't know why anyone would, because it's nowhere near as good as Netflix. And if you get the full Prime service, it comes down to $8.25 a month anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like why would you get this? Like just to be on a monthly payment, and then you only get a video service, which I don't think has a very good library. It's got some good stuff, but it's not Netflix quality.
I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, they're like some people could
Batman.
be pissed off. I mean, but yeah, I don't know. I've got a soft spot for Amazon, so it's sad. Maybe we shouldn't talk about this.
as I'm sitting here like bad talking their service, and I'm like, ooh, Batman, add it to my watch list for later.
Anyway, so yeah, like Amazon. At the end of the day, you guys need to make more Prime only deals. Keep doing what
Actually,
what makes
when I add something to my watch list on Amazon, what that usually means to me is to go look it up on Netflix to see if they have it instead, because their video player's better on my TV.
Well, the thing is, right. At the end of the day, Amazon offer an amazing service. Could you argue that? No. Yeah, exactly. So they need to pay for that amazing service somehow, right?
Yep.
So they've got to make money. So, I mean, I'm not going to hate on them for it. That's what I guess that's where I'm trying to get at. So, yeah, I'm a Prime member. Take my money, Amazon. Give me the good deals, too.
Sweet deals.
I mean, at the end of the day, right, they're a company that's got to make money. And I don't really see a Prime member. How much is a Prime membership in the States?
$100 a year.
Well, it's really cheap here. Like, it's like $30 a year here.
Well, it's probably because it's not as good.
Yeah, I know. It's probably not as good, exactly. But, I mean, at the same time, it's like, okay, so I don't know. It's one of those mixed bags for me, but
you guys probably
like,
have I'm sure in Japan you guys have way fewer Prime available items, so it makes more sense. Like over here, like pretty much everything is Prime unless it's like an obscure item or they're out of stock.
Yeah.
Usually you get Prime.
That's it. So yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. So anyway, let's move on. I'm an Amazon fanboy for life, so done and dusted.
The next topic up is that YouTube is going to be rolling out 6-second ads that you can't skip. Now, the way I understand this is that it'll give us the content creators the option to, whereas if we want to give you a 6-second ad that you can't skip, or continue with the ads that we have like now, which is like you get to skip after 5 seconds. And my thing with ads is that my policy has always been like, do unto others as you would do unto you. And so that's the way I always try to think of it. Is like, I fucking hate ads, so I don't want to show people ads, really.
Really?
But well, I mean, I don't want ads, but it's just I have to have ads. Like, you know,
I
have to monetize my content. So yeah, I got to have ads. But as a person that watches YouTube videos, I don't like watching them. So but with this, I don't think this is actually too bad. And if I was watching on my phone, and I had the option, is like, okay, as a viewer, would I rather watch a commercial that I have to skip after 5 seconds, or would I rather have it just be a 6-second ad that when it's over after 6 seconds? Personally, I'd rather have the 6-second one.
I've really got no problem.
Let us know in the chat what you think.
Even those 15-second ads, I don't care, because at the end of the day, right? Like for me, Google's advertising is smart. It's not going to show you like women's dresses or whatever. If you're a male and whatever, you're into gaming and stuff, it's going to show you like video game ads. So I don't mind ads because A, they help support the content creators. And obviously, we're content creators ourselves. We know how much that we appreciate that support. But it's also the same as like the ads are tailored towards me. I'm getting served ads on video games and stuff like that, and movies. And so I watch ads, like if they're good. And if they, Google arguably does the best job of tailoring ads to who you are. So, 6-second ads, bring it on. If it's a way to help us support our own channels, then bring it on. So, yeah. One of those things.
I wanted to ask the chat. I'm going to put put a straw poll in chat real quick because I would like to actually get your guys' feedback on it because it's something I'm definitely going to consider going forward if I want to have 6-second ads as opposed to having the ads that you guys can skip. So I'd be curious to get your feedback. So I put a straw poll in chat there. Please, answer that honestly and let me know how you feel because it'll probably end up shaping what I do in the future. And I'll watch the statistics and see what happens going forward afterwards and see how it's having an effect, if any, on the viewership and ad revenue. But I think the 6-second option is pretty good, actually. It's not bad.
Yeah.
So next up is iPhone sales, way down. First time in 13 years they are down. I'm not surprised by this.
This is fantastic news. Let's move on to some great news for a change. This is the best news I've read all week. Yeah. I really have not used an Apple product. I don't think I've ever used an Apple product in my life. I had an iPhone 3 when it first came out. I literally binned it. I got so frustrated with it that I threw it in the bin. That was my experience with Apple products. So, I've got a Huawei phone now. Absolutely amazing value for money. And I'm sure a lot of people are starting to see now that there's just so much better options out there in terms of value for money. And I guess this is what's leading to their slump. I mean, at the same time, they've lost the founder as well. Steve Jobs was really innovative. They've lost some great talent. And now that's rippling through the company. But it's a combination of everything. And yeah. This is what happens, Apple.
I'm not really surprised by this. I've seen this decline. Since Steve Jobs' death, they haven't really innovated, since his passing. I mean, and they've been getting worse and worse and worse. This past year, they've launched 3 or 4 different models of iPhone. And it used to be every year they'd come out with a new iteration, and every 2 years it was a major overhaul. Like they had the 3, then they had the 3S, and then the 4. But now it's now we've got the 5 and the 5C and the 5S and the 6 and the 6 Plus and the 6 SE. It's just how many phones are you going to come out with throughout a year so that you can keep pumping up your sale numbers, Apple? Because eventually people are going to catch on like this, and your sales are going to drop. Because you're not innovating, you're not doing anything new. It's what if you guys brought this year? Oh, now you can make text messages and phone calls at the same time. We've been doing that on Android for 10 years, man. That's not new. That's not new. That's a basic smartphone feature. And I'm sorry, we're going on too long here, but Reaper did make a £5 donation. Says here, I'm fucking skint out of cash now. Shut up and take my money. Split it with Brian Hart.
Oh,
well, thanks you very much,
man.
Reaper. We will split your £5. What? I swear, all of our donations that come in are in pounds. All of them, pounds and euros.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks, guys. From Europe. Maybe we're gonna start doing some more UK content.
I guess everyone's. I don't know if they're all from the Europe or UK, or if it's just that's how YouTube sees it for me for some reason because I'm on VPN through Britain. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm not sure. So I don't know if Reaper's from the UK or if it's my VPN acting up and telling me that it's basically that. So I'm curious. So are you from the UK, Reaper? And you are a slunt. That's right. But anyway, the Apple thing. You got anything else you want to add on? No. No Apple products. Android, Huawei. We're Huawei fanboys, right? What's that new one? The P9? Is it the P9? Is that?
They got a few, man. I'm gonna get one soon anyway. I gotta research which one's the best one.
The new one, the 9. I think it's number. I think the model. I think I just
that one with the smart.
P9 or P8.
I think it was P9. I think you're right. P9.
Yeah, P9 sounds about right.
Yeah, out of my head, but next phone's a Huawei phone.
He is okay. He is. Yep. He is actually from the UK. So it's not just my. Okay. It's not my VPN telling me that it's pounds because I'm in the UK right now via VPN.
Next phone, Huawei off Prime membership. That's it. That's me done.
All right. So before we move on to this next topic, just to circle back to our straw poll, which I'll put in here to show people the results. Got 27 votes versus 7 votes for an ad you cannot skip, but it's only 6 seconds long. So it looks like 79% of you would rather have a 6-second ad that you can't skip. And I'm going to 100% agree with you. Not only is it, I think that's also more convenient. If I'm sitting on the shitter, I don't have to now reach forward to hit skip. It's 6 seconds. That's pretty much the same thing. So yeah, get it out of there. Sweet. All right, I'm glad we're in agreement on that. Yeah. So next thing up is this Phillips new 4K IPS monitor that is 43 frickin' inches. Well, 42 and a half technically. I mean,
43
it sounds like
inches?
they're trying to compensate for something there, aren't they?
40. I don't know. Maybe Phillips. It depends.
This
Let's just not go down that compensation road.
I mean, it looks this. I mean, the monitor, the stand, and everything really does remind me of like some of the crossover and Wasabi Mango.
Yeah, I was about to
stands
say
that
that.
we've seen. It's very
it looks-
very similar.
It's like, hey, there's the boys on eBay doing a good job. Let's just do a Control C, Control P, and there's your TV.
Copy paste. Well, that's what I saw with those the Atron Vision monitors that I'm working on the review for. They're Qnix panels rebranded, but they have them on an American retailer, so they charge a little bit more money, but they're still Korean panels.
I
And
missed
it
that with
wouldn't
my
surprise
review.
me at
Yeah,
all.
you showed me that. I completely missed that. Like, there's actually the exact model.
The exact model of Qnix.
Like, wow.
Like oh, the new 144. Like new. Qnix has had this monitor for like 2 years.
Yeah, I thought they were actually innovating, but no, it's just
No, they were
control.
just
Yeah.
repackaging Qnix's monitors, but they're still good monitors. They're still very good monitors.
Yeah.
But you can get them like $70 cheaper if you just order them on eBay from Korea.
Yep. But anyway,
But
back
yeah,
onto the Phillips one.
Technoscope. It's like the microboard actually. Yeah, that's the one I meant to say is the microboard. This looks so much like the microboard panel, like or at least the stand and everything.
So yeah, it's got multi-view feature as well, so you can have 4 1080p screens at once, which is actually a really good feature if you were, say, for instance, a trader, or and you could get a lot out of this TV
I could
depending
do that on my
where.
Korean monitor.
I know,
It was $550. This is like $1,200.
I mean, I was just getting onto the price then, yeah. So yeah, that's a lot of money, and especially when the Korean panels can already do it. It's
there are 4K 40-inch Wasabi Mango IPS panels that you can get for way less than this. Like the one I have is a VA, the AMH 409U. That's a VA panel, but there are Wasabi Mango panels that are 40 inches that you can get for around like $800. That'll be 40 inches IPS, and some of them even have FreeSync support. So some of them. So you have to look around, but you can find. But they're there.
I mean, if you were a trader, you could get like 4 of these, and you would have essentially 16 freaking outputs at 10, which would be really good. Like, wow, 16 screens. Wow, that's huge. I mean, you get that for technically $2,000, right? If you're doing the Korean panels. So I guess it's like Phillips releases the overpriced Korean panel ripoff.
Satan Payne asked why we're not streaming in 1440p. I did notice that option got introduced last week when we set up the streams now.
Oh, bandwidth.
And it is something I'm going to do because I have ample bandwidth and CPU horsepower to do that for the streams. I just have to redo all of the artwork for the stream to fit 1440p workspace, because otherwise on OBS, when I set it to 1440, it'll shrink everything down because it's set for 1080 right now. So I just have to resize all of our artwork, and then we'll be good to go for 1440p.
Yeah,
So
plus
if
we
I
might
can
want to
remember to
do
do
a
that this
test.
week, we'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be
But
fine.
we might want to do a test run too.
I've streamed in 4K to Hitbox. It's not a problem. My connection can handle it.
All right, there you go.
Like,
1440p streaming.
We're going through a VPN right now, and we're barely tickling my internet. Okay, guys, we're fine. We're gonna be fine for 1440. Fucking Jar Jar. I'm gonna ban you from this Skype. Anyway, Borderlands 3 confirmed. PAX East, not Half-Life 3, just Borderlands 3. Randy.
Oh yeah,
Pitchford,
Borderlands
who I
3.
hate.
I was hoping this would come early. Like, this is such good news, man. Because I just started playing Borderlands 2, and it's like, yeah.
I like Borderlands 2, but I didn't like the pre-sequel thing. It felt really lazy, and I have no trust for Randy Pitchford, even though they really haven't done me too wrong in the Borderlands franchise. I like the first one better than the second, and yeah, the second had better optimization, I guess, but it still ran a bit like crap if you used NVIDIA's PhysX.
Yeah.
But Randy Pitchford.
Well, it is something to get excited about. So Borderlands 3 is confirmed, and we're going to see it. So hopefully it's awesome. That's all.
Randy Pitchford.
Hopefully.
That's all. Randy Pitchford.
Okay. And we want to move on now. So
Do you remember
Borderlands 3.
Do you remember Aliens Colonial Marines?
No.
No. Oh God, it was such a nightmare. It's Randy Pitchford's fault.
That's probably why.
Duke Nukem Forever also Randy Pitchford's fault.
Okay.
Anyway,
Randy Pitchford. So
Randy Pitchford.
So he's like the destroyer of everything.
Basically, yeah, he's basically the guy that
The ruiner.
I am not a fan of Randy Pitchford.
I can tell. The Ruiner. Is that what you want to call him?
Yes. No.
All right.
Sandisk.
So-
Take it. Take it away.
Sandisk? Yeah, so we got a Z410 client SSDs optimized for everyday computing. So I mean, they're combining SLC and TLC blocks, so looks like it's a great option coming in for the market. And I'm always pleased when we hear about new SSDs because SSDs have come down a lot. And I guess with this article, I wanted to more so talk about SSDs in general, right, and how cheap they're getting. Like I picked up a 250 gigabyte SSD for like $70 the other week, and I used that to keep my 850 Pro. so I could sell the 850 Evo, so I could sell the Skylake rig. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like people don't care, man. When people buy computers, they're like on especially in Japan and Yahoo, they're just looking at what it's got. They don't even ask what SSD it's got. It's like, oh, it's got a 250 gig SSD. Like well,
They
I'll
don't
keep
care
my
what it
good
is.
I'll keep my $140 SSD and give you a $70 one. So
Yeah. Well, yeah. These are basically OEM SSDs that'll be shipping. It seems like they're probably getting away from 2.5-inch mechanical drives, which is a good thing. I think all of the newer laptops should be coming out with SSDs as its main driving. And 400 like a 480 gig SSD is fine for like
for
a
a
casual user
laptop,
yeah,
for
like
laptop,
like a
that's
notebook,
huge.
like I'm thinking of like my pops who would get like a notebook and like what he'd use it for, like email and stuff like that, and 480 gigs would be fine.
Yeah, so I mean, well, they've got here 15 nanometer, so it looks like it's pretty good. One thing that remains to be seen, I hope they don't pull another crucial BX200, man. Like, just seeing the 37,000 input outputs per second, and the 480 gig model, I hope that doesn't translate into terrible performance, So if you noticed, have you seen my BX200 review? Like that thing, after 8 gigabytes of transfer, that thing was performing worse than a hard drive. Like this is an SSD performing. I'd never seen it before. An SSD performing worse than a hard drive.
Wow.
Yeah, so like I hope they don't pull that crap. But other than that, yeah, let's get
Pretty
excited.
I guess for OEM drives that we can't buy on the consumer market, let's get excited about it.
Yeah. So
Actually,
Right,
what
so-
I'm excited for?
What?
Q&A.
Q&A, yeah. So let's go, guys. Fire away questions and fire away some questions, and we'll be good to go.
Yeah, we got
So-
those. We got. I have a full browser of topics across a 4K screen, so I'm surprised we got through that as quick as we did. That was a very
We did,
That was a
yeah.
very efficient use of TGW time, I must say.
That was it. That was the efficiency.
It's almost
Maybe-
it's almost as if we've been doing this for 47 weeks.
That's it. So it's almost as if we've dropped down from 47 nanometer to 1 nanometer.
It's almost as if we were coming up on our 1-year anniversary and some huge giveaway planned or something, but that would be craziness.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Weird. Like, I don't know why I would ever think that. Jar Jar. He must have the secrets in there.
So yeah, Satan Payne asked, my question to both of us is, the AMD 490X. We already talked about this, Satan. You probably jumped in the stream a bit later.
Game of Thrones, yeah. I'm sorry, that's next. Go ahead. Go on.
We've already talked about it. It's 490X is not going to be $300 and perform like a 980 Ti or a Fury X. I mean, unless it's, again, they just put there the 980 Ti. They didn't put Fury X. So it may be like one title, DX12 title, that's in beta or whatever. I mean, like, let's talk about like games that are coming out that I'm going to play. Overwatch, World of Warcraft when they release the expansion. I mean, all these games, $300, you're not going to get a card like brand new off the shelves that performs like a 980 Ti or a Fury X. It's just these rumors that I wish would not even come up because they're just too
490X.
stupid. Yeah.
We talked. You probably came in late, Satan, but during the story we went into that in full detail on our thoughts on that one.
Yeah. What do you do about the new episode of Game of Thrones? What do you do about it?
No, what do you think? I guess you want to know what I thought. Okay, so if anyone didn't see this week's episode of Game of Thrones, if you don't want any spoilers or if you're afraid about that, then I guess.
Yes, I'd be careful to talk about that. Like I watched it, I loved it. That's why
I'm warning people. I'm warning people right now. I'm going to talk about Game of Thrones from this past week. So we're pretty much like wrapping up the episode now. So if you want to excuse yourself,
Well,
now
there's
would be
other
the time to
questions
do
after.
so.
Well, there's other questions after.
Sorry, Game of Thrones. All right, fine. Game of Thrones question is last. All right,
Okay,
fine.
yeah,
All right,
that's it. That's
what we'll do.
it. Fair enough.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah,
Game of
did
Thrones
you-
question is last. All right,
Yeah,
we'll do
did
that. That's
you-
the last
yeah.
question. Here we go.
Did you
All
buy
right.
the Mars card? No, I
Game of
didn't
Thrones.
buy it. It was yeah. Again, I want to practically use it. I mean, if I bought the Mars card, it'd be pretty much a
Game of Thrones,
you know,
Game of Thrones,
a
Game
shelved
of
card
Thrones.
that would just sit there for looks. Which I got to decide for $200. It's kind of I don't know. If you saw a second Jar Jar mug, would I buy it? Yes. Just to piss off the haters. What did you do with Thor's hammer? That's going in another build. So the Thor's hammer is that big cooler. What happened to you, Joker? What?
I don't know. I'm looking for questions. I'm reading for
Okay,
questions.
so yeah,
Oh,
Thor's hammer's still that. I pulled that off because I'm going to put a water cooler on my. I did get my E5 1650 in. Sorry, I've been saying it's an X. I don't know why I've been saying it's an X. I guess I'm just used to dealing with the X Xeons, the X line. I got the E5 in the 1650, so I'm going to test that and see how high it overclocks. But I'm going to put it underwater as well. What have we been playing? I've been playing a lot of CS:GO this last week. Really been getting into it because I've been doing that Myonix caster review. So I want to see if it performs really well. I mean, CS:GO is a great game to test any sort of mouse in. So I've been playing a lot of CS:GO. Been enjoying it. Just have a break from. I've been just flat out.
And I've been playing Doom wads. So I've been collecting Doom levels and playing through those. And yep, that's basically what I've been playing. Let's see. Looking for questions.
Yeah. Brian, who dresses you? Yeah, I know. Look, man, my shirts are dated now. I gotta get some new shirts and stuff. I know. This is just at the moment. I'm gonna talk about I gotta get some new. I gotta get some new threads. Don't worry.
That looks like Francis's shirt got shrunk down in the dryer and you put it on.
Okay.
Walking Dead or Game of Thrones? Ooh, that's I guess
Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones.
Okay, if they were both on at the same time and I had to pick one to watch first, it would be Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Even taking away the equation of being possible commercials that I would have to deal with, I would choose to watch Game of Thrones over Walking Dead, and then I would watch Walking Dead afterwards if I had to choose. So yeah, that would be.
Brian, 日本語を話しますか？はい。日本語を話します。大丈夫です。はい。
Walking Dead is good, but you have to like watch it all at once. Like I realized that like I was getting so exhausted on that show. And I think it's a lot to do with the pacing of waiting each week, and also now that they split the show between like they do like half a season and then another half a season to have, so they can have Walking Dead more throughout the year than having people wait like 9-10 months without it, which I guess is pretty rough. So it's on more consistently, but it winds up making it take longer. So if you just binge watch Walking Dead like I did recently, I rewatched the whole series. I feel like it flows so much better if you just watch like every episode, like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, you got asked about update on your weight loss.
I'm down to 368 pounds.
Fuck yeah. Moving on down, brother.
I lost, when I went to Land Syndicate and I got back and I weighed myself, I had lost 23 pounds on that trip. Which makes sense because I barely ate while I was there. It's like I just never had time to eat. Like oh no, we would eat in the mornings, like because they had these breakfast trucks that were there that were amazing. They had like these it was like kind of like a crepe, but it was like a fat pancake, and it had like bacon stuffed into the pancake with southern gravy and a fried egg on top. It was so good, but it was like all I ate for the day. Like that because I would be busy filming all day, so I wouldn't do anything else.
So it was Joker the fastening. That's what it was.
The fasting. I'm still doing the intermittent fasting, man. It freaking works like a charm. Yep. I usually don't eat until like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. If I do have something early, it's pretty light fare or just straight protein.
Okay, so if we could pick one exclusive console game and have it on PC, what would it be? That's actually a pretty good question.
Legend of Zelda.
Depends. Can we remaster it?
I just say Legend of Zelda because then I have to assume that just means the license, and then we get all of the Zelda games.
Yeah, that's pretty hard to compete with. That's pretty hard. I would go with Mega Man.
Mega Man. No lore. I need lore, man. I need some Zelda action.
That's true. But
while we're finishing up Q&A, I'm leaving up the Blackroom page for the Kickstarter so that you guys all know to go there and back this game.
So I missed 10
or at least tweet it or something.
Okay. When is the 1080 Ti due out? No idea yet. That, I mean, I'd say we're getting the 1080 and 1070 first by the looks of it. Okay. So, okay. Anyway, so
Uncharted would be good, but
yeah.
I'd get bored of those after probably a day. I probably wouldn't even beat the first one again. I'd probably be like, oh, it's on PC. This is so awesome, and then I wouldn't even play it. Whereas
Okay, so-
Zelda, if they came out with the Zelda games, like I'd be all over that. Like, because I haven't played all the Zelda games, and there's many of them I haven't played just because I haven't bought Nintendo consoles since like the GameCube, because that was the last good one.
So we got to ask another question. What is the best? This is probably for you, man. What is the best truck simulator game I can buy? I don't know if it's trolling now. Yeah, I enjoy trucking.
The best truck simulator you could buy probably is Euro Truck Simulator 2. American Truck Simulator is.
Yeah,
I mean, it's American Truck Simulator. While it has more detailed cities, at the state it is in right now, it doesn't have anywhere near the amount of content that Euro Truck Simulator 2 has, or the number of mods. And also, Euro Truck has the multiplayer mod available that you can get. That might be on American Truck by now. I haven't checked in with American Truck like since it came out. But Euro Truck Simulator 2 has way more content for it, so I would get that first.
Brian, who dresses you?
We've already been through this.
I just said, yeah, I know, but I asked the two questions.
You missed our discussion about Blackroom. Well, basically, the discussion is John Romero's behind it, and it's going to be amazing. And the only reason that I haven't backed it yet is because I want to give them more money. I was like, when I saw this go up the other day, I was like, I could back them for $30 right now, or I could wait until I get paid on Friday and I can give them way more. So now I'm basically just waiting until I get paid on Friday so I can decide how much I want to give them over $30. So
Yeah.
yes, back this game, or at least tweet about the game. You can get like help unlock shit just by like sharing stuff about it. The game looks amazing. The guy asking like, yeah, I've jumped back into Doom, like full board playing .wad files, levels and stuff just because of this, and I'm super pumped about it. So yeah.
Do we see any YouTube Red revenue? Yeah, I see some. How about you? Like
I
I've been
guess.
just saying.
Yes. If we go to the page, it shows we could see like how much we've had
Yeah.
of regular and how much we've had of YouTube Red.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say like, well, if these guys weren't YouTube Red subscribers, how much would you have got from them? Well, I guess if they were ad block users, then none. But if they were already watching videos with the ads, then I don't know.
So
It's hard to say. It's hard to say, but it would seem like that it does pay more, just based on. Because I have to assume that the percentage of people that are YouTube's Red subscribers is really, really small. So the fact that the number is as good as it is, which we're not allowed to discuss like, the exact figures, the fact that it's as much as it is probably says how good that it really is for us. Because I'm assuming that so few people have it.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong on that. Maybe YouTube Red numbers are really good. I don't know. I don't know how well YouTube Red is doing.
Okay, more Xeon builds. Yep, they're coming. Don't worry. Got your back. Got you covered.
What do I do besides YouTube? I do YouTube and I write, and those kind of just go all hand in hand. Because usually writing for videos, and then I write about the videos. Like the 4K monitor that I'm working on reviewing now, the 32-inch. I already wrote an article for this monitor like 2 weeks ago over on Top 10 Gamer, which you guys could check out if you want to see the article I did comparing the 32-inch Acer versus the 27-inch Acer. So that's something I do. And I was working on the video today, literally doing the B-roll for that. So that's going to be coming tomorrow, the next day.
Yeah, we got to ask about the future of our channels and where we see them going. I mean, I really don't know anymore. Like, I'm just riding the roller coaster, man. Like, I thought I was gonna. I honestly, like years ago, I thought, YouTube wasn't gonna become a thing. It never was, but now it's becoming a thing. Like, it's becoming real, And
Would you? I think you would agree that I kind of showed you that in this past year, like because before TGW, like it seemed like you didn't really care too much about like putting like a lot of energy into it, but like after TGW and like we started like doing it together, like now that we both have each other's backs on it, it's like it just seems like so much more of a realistic possibility having someone else in the race with you,
Well, yeah, it's good. I mean, there's a few things, man. Especially after I got divorced, it was like everything that I'd grown up knowing about, fantasy, fairy tale, getting married, having kids, and all that. That's out the window, man. That shit's gone now. So I'm a different person than I was a year ago. So now it's like now I really don't care. Like I'm so loose that that's probably coming out on camera as well. Like when I handle parts, for example, I just don't give a shit anymore. So like I'm doing things that I guess I wouldn't have normally have done. With not only with my videos, but with my parts. And when I haggle, like I hustle now, I just go to the stores. I will just grab that PC, for example. It had no price tag on it. I'll just go up to the front and be like, look, you'll take $10 for this? Yeah, here. I'll put the money in front of their face. And then, hey, okay. So, so, like, I'm doing things I just don't, like, care anymore. And it's, people are loving it. The thing is, people are loving it. People are just loving the fact that I don't care. And I'm just, like, I'm loose, man.
He's on it.
So, savage.
I think we're both loose. Man. Just I feel like my looseness came. I think for you, you definitely found your niche doing the used PCs, and I started to get loose and more comfortable as soon as I got my new camera. I don't know, for whatever reason, getting that new camera was like rejuvenation for me, just creatively. Like I just wanted to be playing with the camera more and learning about it more. And I'm on that gear game. I like my gear, like my Manfrotto monopod, which I have a love affair with right now. I don't even use tripods anymore. Tripods are dead to me. I tweeted that earlier to and I tagged Manfrotto, and I was like, dude, tripods are for noobs. And they said, hey, if it gets the job done for you, man, whatever works. I was like, dude, it fucking does work. Because, like, I was doing the shots of this monitor here, and I could take this monopod. I had it up on my desk, like, literally like this. Like, being able to get shots on the monitor, like, super up close. Like, so, like, I can't do that with a tripod.
Yeah, but I am. I'm unchained at the moment. Like, a lot of guys in the comments are saying they got the same thing. Like, they've broken up with their girls, man. It's like, it's
freedom.
But it's not just that. It's like, you thought all these fairy tales as a kid, it's like out the window, man. I got married, expecting to be in it for the rest of my life. And it's like, because that's the pledge you take when you get married, right? It's like, partner just quits on me. So I was like, all right.
Brian, someone said in the chat, you need a joint. Do you need something twisted up for you?
No, it's all good. I wouldn't mind though. Always like a casual one, man. That's all good.
We'll do post-show cross-continental smokeout. There you go. You'll have to join us on Hitbox for that one.
Yeah. So we got asked, did doing your channels open up your personalities? Yeah, hell lot. Like for me, definitely, right? You guys are seeing like now, like especially the last heap of videos, you're just seeing that's how I am. Like I don't care anymore. It's just like, all right, you guys are just going to see everything that goes on behind the scenes, on the scenes.
That's also a good point too. There, Commodore brought up your son. Is also if you started to be able to have a relationship with your son again, and that's also you started to loosen up around that same time too, and you started to be able to spend more time with him again.
Well, what about my son? It's like the bottom line is, man, kids need one thing. They need love. That's all they need, and that's all he's going to get from me. I mean, he's going to get a lot more than love, but that's the first priority. He's just going to get loved, man. That boy's going to get all the time. He's coming over tomorrow because I got a day off tomorrow. That's my alarm. I gotta get to work soon. He's coming over tomorrow. I'm gonna spend like the whole weekend with him because like Golden Week starts here, so it's gonna be awesome.
I used to be able to talk to Brian on the weekends. Now I can't talk to him because he hangs out with his son because he likes him more than me.
You betcha, man.
It's fucking bullshit, man. It's bullshit. It's like me and Brian used to be like bros and hang out on the weekend and like tell each other cool stuff and like talk about hockey and potato vodka, and like now he just hangs out with his son, and I gotta fucking watch hockey and drink potato vodka by myself with Julian. It's bullshit.
That's it. I mean, John Lennon was right. Yeah, Commodore 256 raised a great point. All you need is love, bro. That's it.
All right, so we got to get out of here, though, guys. As I said, though, I will address Game of Thrones really quick before we get out of here.
Yeah. Sorry.
I said I'm gonna be really quick. We're just gonna circle back to Game of Thrones, though. Remember, I said I was gonna do that question last. All right, so this is now really the moment. So I'm about to actually say the spoilers for Game of Thrones right now. Okay.
Yep.
I really liked the first episode. I was happy to see, it still felt like Game of Thrones, even though the books are done now. And, we get to see a little bit more into Lady Melisandre, which they've hinted at in the books before about her being a little bit more powerful than she is in the show. Be interesting to see how far that goes. But we know, they've said in the book she's probably several hundred years old, at least 400 years old. So.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, so she's a witch.
Well, yeah. She's the
that's what I figured. At the end, I figured she was a witch, not the fire priestess.
Are you just figuring this out now that she's a witch?
Well, I thought she was like the fire priestess. I didn't know she was double
No,
double
that's just
thinking.
she's just. Oh, I wouldn't put a double. It's just that's what she is. She's a fire.
She's a
priestess
fake. Yeah,
slash
she's a
witch.
fake.
She's not.
She's actually a witch.
No,
Yeah,
she's not.
actually a
Well,
witch.
there's two ways to take it. Is you could either take it as either A, she's so powerful that she can disguise herself like this, or B, she's actually really weak and frail, so she has to disguise herself so people will think she's powerful.
Well, when is Jon Snow coming back to life? When is my brother? He is.
He's not coming back.
He is.
He's
When
dead.
is my brother coming back?
He's dead. And now
You're kidding. You're kidding me.
He's dead. He's not coming back. If anyone was going to bring him back, it would have been Lady Melisandre, and that's done now. I mean, unless they do like what they did with Sandor Clegane and do that up, make him come back from the dead. But I don't really see that happening.
So you're telling me he's not coming back? What the fuck?
He's not coming back. But honestly,
No.
my favorite moment from the episode though was when Brienne
he has to come back.
My favorite moment of the episode was when Brienne and Podrick came in and saved Sansa and Theon Greyjoy. That's it. That's the one. Theon.
Bring my boy back.
That
man.
was
Bring
that
my
was
boy
that was
back. I'm
that was
gonna
my
cry
favorite
right
moment,
now.
though.
If you're telling me Jon Snow there's a 0% chance of coming back, I'm gonna go cry.
Jon Snow is dead.
No, he's got to come back as a Walking Dead guy or something. I don't care.
He doesn't have to. His work will continue on after his death because of his sword, which is able to kill White Walkers. Unless we find out that it was actually only because Jon Snow was able to kill the White Walkers, but it's likely not. That's likely not the case. It's the sword that he had. So, yes. So they'll be able to kill the White Walkers, but yeah, Jon Snow's is done.
No.
You know nothing, Brian.
I'm in denial, man. I'm in denial.
You need to be.
No. I want Jon Snow back on screen, man. He's my boy.
It's not going to happen, man. And the sun's going down here.
He's like the only
sun
character
is
that
in
I
my eyes.
care
I'm like,
about
look
on
at
that series. The only one character I care about. I couldn't give a shit if Khaleesi got offed.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. That wraps it up for Game of Thrones talk for this week. I guess we'll recap next week's episode as well. If you guys want, We'll continue doing that on the very last question of the episode. If you want, I'll do Game of Thrones recaps. I fucking love Game of Thrones. Yeah, we should definitely do that. If you're watching it too, I think we should definitely do that every week at the very end of the show during Game of Thrones season.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
it.
No.
Well, let's. But anyway, I love Game of Thrones. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
so.
that's it. That's Game of Thrones talk every week at the end of the Q&A. Confirmed. Working on artwork now. We'll catch you guys next time.
All right, see you, dude. See you, bye. Bye.